Okay, look, you want to solve this problem. I want to get my pardon, so why don't we just try it, okay? And not worry about what plants crave.
Brondo's got what plants crave.
Yeah, it's got electrolytes.
What are electrolytes? Do you even know?
It's what they use to make Brondo.
Yeah, but why did they use them to make Brondo?
Because Brondo's got electrolytes.
So what happened was, I don't know, Marco. I heard a little Kansas. I heard a little dust in the wind, and I closed my eyes. Folks, really, are we now gonna have wars over how long Trump blinks? Could happen. Greetings, it's Mike Church Show here. We are live on a free phone Friday, Xing the question of the day.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
Well, I'll tell you.
Oh, and remember, Friday is Hawaiian Shirt Day. So, you know, if you want to, go ahead and wear a Hawaiian shirt and jeans.
I take his advice. Yes, it is. A free phone Day you are charged with the task, telling us what it is we might talk about here on this program. Up and home. All right, look, I know one's not going to do it, but I got to say it. So here's the telephone number to call me and be on the program. Well, you know, Mike Parrott called yesterday. We did get a call. Miss Cindy called this week. Got 2 calls this week. We did high cotton boys. 844-527-8723, 844-5-Crusade. Email address same as that ever has been. I am KingDude at protonmail.com. Crusader Stadium chat room open for your donations. Still got to get to that mark by the end of the program here today. I know some of you made contributions overnight. I sent an email out. And I actually put a little nugget in the email of the thing that we are collectively working on here. There's over 10 people that are on this team that are working on this double secret probation, top secret project, which will be revealed when it's ready to shock and stun the world. But in your email, you can get just a little glimpse, just one small piece of the endeavor. Can you get that image, or do I need to send it to you? The image that I showed you last night, that was in the email, the teaser. She's going, humana. Don't pull a Mosier on me and go humana. Think I can find it. I think I can. And gosh darn it, I'm good enough. So I will send it on over to Maggie. Thanks to, wow, look at this. Mary's Dowry, thank you. Jackie Smart, thank you. Catherine Hartenbauer, thank you. Ricky Keeler, thank you. So we're off to a great start already here today on the Mike Church Show here on the Crusade Channel. Don't forget, Tim Cermak of Sugarbush Maple Farms will be with us in the final hour of the program here today. He was supposed to be here last week. You all know what happened. We're not going to go back over it. There, Maggie, I sent you the little image in Signal so you can put it into the chat room. I was not joking about... And as soon as Maggie was telling me the story, I actually saw it yesterday when he did it. But I wasn't paying that close attention because I'm working on double secret probation. Project X, we're going to call it. No, it's not Project X. Project Y, darn it. The first thing I thought of when Trump said he closed his eyes because he was bored, I immediately heard whoever the guy was from the rock band Kansas, Carrie something or other. I immediately heard Kansas. And I heard, I close my eyes. Only for a moment, but the moment. I immediately thought Kansas. Kelly Lapidus, $25. Thank you, Kelly. You get your reward.
Super high-tech jet fighters. You have other ones above that image from this morning.
I got all those. Mary's Dowry, Jackie Smart, Catherine Hart.
This morning, though.
Right. I got that. I said them. Okay. Are there more? Well, I hope there are. My mind went, dust in the wind. The leftards are, of course, I'm invoking the 25th Amendment. He is unfit to be president. He's falling asleep at meetings. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you a little story. Every Friday evening, Middish Chur and I sit down to catch up on whatever series we've been watching on Apple TV or Scamazon or whatever. And it's like in the UB Illin song. I'm on the couch, snacks by feet. Show's about to start. And I'm all fired up. Yeah, we're going to catch up on just 2 episodes or whatever. And I will wake up 2 hours later and go, what happened? Yep. And then Middish Chur will go like, you fell asleep and you were snoring. So anyone that thinks only old people fall asleep at meetings, no, I'm pretty sure just people fall asleep at meetings all the time. And fall asleep in front of television shows. You know, I've fallen asleep in a theater before. And I think it was like one of the Lord of the Rings movies. It was a midnight screening, and I had been up way too long. I just went, yeah, you know, I'll come back and I'll see it next week. I actually did. But Leftardia is like, he fell asleep. He's unfit for office. Dude, he does more in a waking day, one, than you've done probably in the entirety of your adult life. By the way, there is another, no, actually there's 2 now. There's 2 more Democrats that are in trouble for stealing from the federal government. This time, though, it's not Leering Centers. It's FEMA. Now, you know, I can tell you the story, and I have told the story here on the Mike Church Show. Welcoming all our terrestrial radio fans out there and talk radio land on 990 AM WGSO. You guys need to get Founders Pass membership so you can catch the entirety of this show. Go to mikechurch.com/join and sign up. Just $5 gets you the listening premium stream, and you're in 24/7. That includes all this show, the rebroadcast, all weekend long. Sunday, sermon Sundays, everything. $5. MikeChurch.com/join. After Hurricane Katrina, which hit here in New Orleans, southeast Louisiana, southwest Mississippi, pretty much all across all the way almost to Fort Walton, Pensacola, that area. After Hurricane Katrina, you remember President Bush was under serious fire and indictment because FEMA screwed everything up. And he had this guy, Michael Brown, who was, remember, the director of FEMA. Remember, Bush famously said, "You're doing a great job, Brownie." Well, Bush wouldn't have known a great job if someone had stood next to him and said, "Hi, Mr. President, I'm great job." But I remember, and I can tell you, and if you're listening on 990 AM WGSO, our flagship terrestrial radio station in New Orleans, then you will remember this as well. Sure, there was some shock to get over, and many people were without power, some people like 6-8 weeks. I know we evacuated, and I did the Mike Church Show from the studios of the NRA guys, from Cam and Company and John Pop and all them. You know, we worked from the last week in September, first couple days of August, all of September, all of October, and could not come back to Mandeville to the old studio on Antibes Street until the first week in November. It took them 9 weeks. Count them, 9. Took them 9 weeks to repair the way that we used to communicate with SiriusXM was through a box called an ISDN. You could still get one, I suppose, if you call Bell South or whatever your Bell company is, if you have one nearby and you demand it. You could probably get, I don't know what you would use it for. Well, it's great for transmitting audio over great distances at the highest quality possible. So that's primarily what they used it for. As a matter of fact, ISDN and what they used to call Switch 56 way back in the day is how television shows were sent from the networks. Every television station had a Switch 56, this is before satellites, had what they called a Switch 56 box. You guys that are in telecom, you know what I'm talking about. And Switch 56 then became ISDN. In any event, in the 10 weeks that we were away, when we came back, and we started talking to people that had stayed or had survived Katrina and decided to just start cleaning up and rebuilding. They never completely and totally evacuated. We were already hearing in November of 2005 fraud. You know, because FEMA was just coming by and just literally throwing money at anyone that wanted it. Oh, you were in Katrina? Your house was in Katrina? Yeah, and the water got my television. Your television was hanging on the wall. Oh, it was high water. Yeah, the water took out the couch and the love seat and the lazy boy and the kitchen furniture. They give out in Gurney. It's all mold and stuff too. And the furniture companies were making money hand over fist, literally around here. I am not exaggerating. Don't forget, a couple of years later, former congressman from New Orleans, William moving on up Jefferson, would be busted by the FBI. I think it was the FBI. And remember, they would go to his house and they would find hundreds of thousands of dollars of cash in his freezer. Now, I'm not sure. I think that Jefferson was a crook and was committing fraud before Katrina, but certainly he was taking in an awful lot during Katrina. So this thing called FEMA, you know, if we were to go back 1 year ago today is January the 30th. And I don't know that it was the 30th, but it was sometime around January 30th. President Trump and Melania, and I'm trying to think of who else was with him. They went to go surveil the remaining damage from Hurricane Helene. And they had a meeting there, and there were some members of Congress were there, some dude from FEMA. I don't remember if it was the dude that's still there or the person that's still there. In any event, Trump basically said at this, after he had toured everything and he'd gotten kind of the bird's eye view of it, he goes like, this thing needs to be abolished. There's just total incompetence here. Remember him saying that FEMA just, I think it just needs to go. I think it just needs to go. Don't know whatever became of that. Was it downsized? Did anyone look into any more? Apparently they did, because now there's at least one member of Congress that is now being investigated for committing fraud and for racking up hundreds of thousands of dollars in FEMA fraud. Folks, I said this the other day. I said this yesterday on yesterday's Mike Churchill, and I want you to mark it, dude. The entirety, the last century basically, has been spent by vast percentages. Probably started in the 5% and the single digits. By the time you get to the 1960s, it's probably into double digits. By the time you get to the turn of the century, it's probably 1/5 of the population. By the time Trump takes off his first time, it's probably a quarter to a third. And that's after Obama. After the Biden regime and the Corona doom and all the other scandals, it's probably somewhere now between 35 and 45%. That is a simply shocking number. How could a republic of states and 300 and some odd million people possibly survive 35 to 45%? Let's just round it off. Let's say 40% of that population suckling on the teat. And this is where Civics 101 comes in. And the fact that kids aren't taught this, and they need to be taught it, even kids that are homeschooled aren't taught this. This is very simple economics and simple government 101, Civics 101 as I call it here. Principle 1, the government doesn't have any money. It has this much. None. 0.0. It is not a money-making entity. It doesn't make widgets, it breaks them. It doesn't make cars, it breaks them. It doesn't make anything, other than, in many cases, human suffering and misery. It doesn't have any money. So to say, well, the government ought to pay for it, but if you say the government ought to pay for it, you're saying that you ought to pay for it. So my question has been for the last 34 years, well, if you want to pay for it, why do you have to get government to do it? Because it's going to launder the funds, and it's going to shower all manner of middlemen and lower level men and upper level men and women with all kind of procedural cash for doing what? Nothing. The procedural, parasitical, teat-suckling state is an abysmal embarrassment to civilization and civilized people. And it ought to be an embarrassment. We're coming up on the 250th anniversary. We ought to just have another revolution and just call it a day. And just start telling the people that are in the stupid party, you need to listen more to James Fishbacks. You need to listen more to, even though he's not right about all of it, you need to listen more to Elon. You need to listen more to Mike's. We want you to bring it to an end. Our founders never envisioned this disaster, this calamity that we call a government. You need to bring it to it. Don't try and fix it. Kill it. Take a knife and stab it. So, thinking about this, these fraudsters Are they on the cut sheet? I know we talked about them. The one that the one in Florida that you were asking me. Oh, it was just a news item. What was her name? Because there's because we did talk about it in show prep. She is from Florida, right?
The girl was from South Carolina.
Oh, the chick was from South Carolina. Okay.
The guy is Representative McCormick from Florida.
McCormick from Florida is the one with the Florida FEMA fraud. You should not be able to commit this kind of fraud. It shouldn't be possible. Well, how are you supposed to do? Well, bring them out at the end of the program and no one can steal from it. Stop proceeding from the point of view that the way money is transferred from people that have it to a thing called a government and then laundered out, and then the fruits of your labor are then showered upon people that haven't earned it, that needs to come to an end. That needs to stop. Talk about a great free phone Friday topic. That we could do this from now until the end of the program. So in any event, we'll talk about it. Number 2. And this is a big one, I think. So, how much of your time daily is spent on social media doing this? Swiping, as they call it. Now, if you're a horn dog sicko, like Jeremy Boring, you're doing this, and then you have to take a break to do the, oh God, what was his name? You have to take a break to do the lube and tubing. Sorry, I want to ruin your day. So you're doing a different kind of swiping, but how many people are doing this? Hold that thought. Come back, we'll talk about it.
Your talk radio shaken.
You look pale, Mr. Bond. I hope I didn't frighten you.
Well, you see, I've always been a nervous passenger.
Some men just don't like to be driven.
Not stirred.
No, some men just don't like to be taken for a ride.
Truth never dies on the Crusade channel. King-sized truth from radio-sized speakers.
This is a pixel.
I'm Groot.
Now, if you put a couple of million of these dudes together, you can make a sentence on an LED screen. Put a couple billion of them together, and you can make a whole page. Put 160 billion of them together, and you've got Nina Gaynor's A Garden for Mary children's book. But it doesn't smell like a book. And it'll burn teeny little holes in your kids' teeny little corneas. So is the pixel really their friend?
I'm Groot.
That's right, Groot. No. But the Founders Trading Post is their friend. And we have actual books with actual kind of kid-smelly pages and pictures, because kids lack in pictures. Plus, our little bookstore has everything the kids' parents expect.
I'm Groot.
Yep, we got the beast and butt rubs, but nope, there is no Helen Reddy played here.
Pick up a copy of Garden for Mary, plus dozens of other Catholic children's books titles at shop.mikechurch.com.
Hi, folks, it's Mike Church, founder of Founding Father Films, asking you to learn the true stories of America's founding by purchasing my movie, The Spirit of 76. The Spirit of 76 details the true story of the writing and ratifying of the U.S. Constitution.
He is to be supported in extravagant magnificence, so that the whole of our property may be taken by this American government by laying what taxes they please, giving themselves what salaries they please, and suspending our laws at their pleasure.
This animated movie comes complete with collector's booklets, DTS surround sound, and is packed with hours of bonus features. Learn the true stories of America's founding and order Mike Church's The Spirit of 76 on a 2-DVD or 3-CD set. Available now at mikechurch.com/DVD and by calling 844-527-8723.
During the 8 years of airing seasonal feast day related sermons, the Crusade Channel has amassed an incredible library of Catholic sermons, and you can now stream them all at podcast.crusadechannel.com.
Hey, it's Mike Church with another adventure in Stuff You Really Don't Need to Know. The difference between an antidote and an anecdote. One is a cure for something that's poisoned you, like a corona hoax vaccination, and the other is a short accounting of facts, something the aforementioned vaccine has almost none of. Here's another anecdote for you. The flag of the Sacred Heart of Jesus is also known as the Carillon de Sacré-Cœur, or the original flag of Quebec. And did you know that our Founders Trading Post is the exclusive maker and distributor of this one-of-a-kind, full-size, beautiful flag right here in America? Yep. Order a Sacred Heart flag right now and take $5 off and get a matching Sacred Heart flag bumper sticker for free. Don't cost nothing. Hurry, spring is coming and supplies are limited. To order, go to mikechurch.com/flag or call us 844-527-8723.
The Mike Church Show, serving the hard liquor of truth to men who want to get drunk fast. Since 1992.
I heard you on the wireless back in 52, lying awake intently tuning in on you. If I was young, it didn't stop you coming through. They took the credit for your second symphony, rewritten by machine on new technology. And now I understand the problems you could see. I met your children. What did you tell them? Video killed the radio star. Video killed the radio star. Pictures came and broke your heart.
Not true. The radio star is here, the one and only radio star left standing after 34 years. Mike Church Show here is on a free phone Friday. $667 to go. You know, I'm glad that somebody either gave $1 more or $1 less, so I didn't have to announce that we had $666 to go. Because somebody would go into the Crusader Stadium chat room and go, "See, Mark of the Beast, don't donate to these guys, Mark of the Beast." Thankfully, we were spared the ignominious fate of $666 to go. CrusadeChannel.com/donate. We can do this by the end of the program today. We have to do it by the end of the program today. Thanks to all of you who have contributed so far. Kelly Lapidus, Stephen Parker, Ricky Keeler, Catherine Hartenbauer, Jackie Smart, and Mary's Dowry. Heroes all. Who's next? 844-527-8723. Call in-line telephone number. I gave Maggie a little image that she could pop into the chat room. That you can see that is redacted, kind of. It's embargoed. But you can see a glimmer of Project Y and what we're working on. And as I said, there are over 10 people that are on the dev team. Various inputs at in various levels that are working on this 10-year-old problem. And we are going to best it. That little teaser there should be enough of a let's fund this thing and get to the launch of that guy. Because wait till you see what's around it. CrusadeChannel.com/donate. I want to go back to what I was talking about about the swiping. I have wrestled and struggled with this, as I'm sure almost everyone has, since the advent of this thing called social media. I have one of the oldest accounts on Twitter. Twitter launched in January of 2008. My Twitter account was launched in February of 2008. So I was, you could say, I've even written Elon and going like, dude, you're still shadow banning me, bruh. After 18 years on this platform, I'm still shadow banned. What the blank? You know what I said. Pride Book. We had one of the oldest accounts on Pride Book, Mike Church Show fan page, which dated back to 2006. YouBoob. I had, if you go to our YouBoob channel and you go to the dashboard, there's a little thing on there that says, congratulations, you've been here for 14 years.
That's 14 too long.
14 years, and look at the amount of subscribers that we have. And again, it's kind of embarrassing, actually. So I have been doing the swipe since 2006 is the point. And then before Pride Book, do you remember what it was before Pride Book? It was MySpace. Didn't Justin Timberlake buy MySpace? Try and fix it?
I don't think so.
I think it was Justin Timberlake that bought MySpace and tried to relaunch it or whatever. Thank you to Michael Rose. $100. $573 to go now. I bring this up because my dear, dear friend, and he's coming on the show next Friday. He would have done it today, but he's out of town.
Oh, he did.
It was Justin Timberlake that bought MySpace.
For $35 million.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Because you think that you want to get into social media business. Yeah, I think the social media business is, quite frankly, is stupid as well. But my friend, Eric Sammons, you all know, is the editor of Crisis Magazine. As he pieced out at Crisis yesterday, here's the title: I took a break from X, here's what happened. It was only after removing myself from social media for a period that I realized how dramatically it affected and controlled my life. And this is something that I think many people are and have wrestled with. It's an interesting thing. How many of you give up social media for Lent? Who have it? There are people that send me these long apology notes with crying emojis and stuff in them every year, saying, "I'm sorry, DKD, but I had to turn the Crusade channel off for Lent, giving up all media." I'm like, well, you shouldn't go to that extreme, bro. You should keep some media, and we're one of the ones you should keep. And in any event, I read Eric's post. And actually then I sent him a message. I'm like, dude, you got to come on the show. And he goes, I'd love to. Can't do it till next Friday. And I said, okay, all right, book it. So we booked him for next Friday. Read the piece. I think that part of the solution to this scourge is actually reading. Imagine that. Many people, including Mrs. O'Connell, think that the age of the printed book and the printed word is over. I disagree. I do not think that it's over. I think that it got to the brink of extinction. You said newspaper. Well, and you know why newspapers are cooked? Because of who's writing them. I don't think it has anything to do with the newspaper. I think it has more to do with the people that are contributing to the newspaper. But in any event, and you get an online newspaper, it's not the same as reading an online newspaper. Imagine you trying to do the jumble puzzle from the Epic Times on your screen. How would you take a pencil and go like, no, scratch that out. That's not the right answer. So if you read Eric Sammons' piece, one of the things he says is he had two reasons why he was contemplating this. First of all, he read this book by Robert Cardinal Sarah. And Cardinal Sarah's book is The Power of Silence. Did we carry that book? A long time ago. I think we did. I want to say that was a tan book way back in the day. In any event, it's not a new book. The Power of Silence came out like in 2017.
Oh, yeah, we've had this before.
Yeah, we did carry that. I'm pretty sure that we carried that. But maybe we should get it back and see, because maybe people will want to read it for Lent, for example. Ignatius. It is Ignatius Press. Okay. And Eric says, well, I picked this book up, The Power of Silence, which I knew about, going all the way back to 2017 since I saw the book. One of my daughters praised it, as did my wife. Maybe they were all trying to tell me something. But for some reason, I never picked it up until a couple of months ago. What an eye-opener. Here is, I love this. Here is Cardinal Sarah's argument in a nutshell. Shut up. Seriously. Just shut up. Note the long pause. What did I just do? How does silence have power? It's a question worthy of plumbing the depths of. How does silence have power? Well, you could use silence to do this thing called meditate. Most people don't. You could use silence to do this thing called, and I think this one is equally as important, contemplate. Don't say what you were about to say. Contemplate it. My exercise, I'll just tell you my little exercise, in using silence and a little bit of contemplation to say or not say things that I'm about to say, is, okay, all right, no, you know, your palms are sweating, you're angry, you feel dissed or disappointed or slighted or whatever the case may be, and you want to lash out. Don't do it. What do they say? Don't drunk text, right? Don't drunk text, you'll regret it. Don't anger text either, because you will regret it. So my formula is this, and I'll just share it with you. You can do what you want with it. All right, stop. Deus in adjutorium meum intende domini et adjuvandum me festina. Think. What was that? Psalm 69, my favorite psalm of all time. It's St. David, King David. Incline unto my aid, O God, O Lord, make haste to help me. If you just stop and do the Psalm 69 prayer before saying something that you might regret, trust me, sometimes I'll write it down, or I'll fire off an angry email to someone and I'll go, don't hit the send button. You ever do that? And you go or even a text, don't hit send, put the device down, walk away. Deus in adjutorium meum intende domini et adjuvandum me festina. Say the Psalm 69 prayer. Is it 69 or is it 66?
86.
I thought it was 69. It doesn't matter what book it came from. If you word search, incline unto my aid, O God, O Lord, make haste to help me, it will tell you what psalm it is. I don't carry that around with me in the annotation, whatever it is. I promise you that it will come out differently if you say that little psalm prayer than it would if you didn't. Now, it may come out for the better. I don't know. For me, most of the time, it's just delete. I never send it. And I read it up, and I can't type. I peck. I'm Schroeder on the piano keys. But I was actually wondering what happened to Eric Sammons, and now I know. So I read a little further into the piece. And he says, well, there's nothing wrong with commenting publicly on the latest news in the church and the world. Cardinal Sarah made me realize I don't need to comment on every news story. No, dude, you have to. Especially if it's a conspiracy. Especially if they discovered some new nuance of a poison the fat banker dude from Mexico has been pouring into the water supply. Everybody has to know about it. You know about it and you're miserable over it, then everyone has to know about it and you're going to try to make them miserable over it. And then he says, nor am I required to give my opinion on every subject. At times, it may be best to remain silent. Silence is something that X, by its very nature, works against. You know, there's that Mark Twain adage that it is best to remain silent and be thought a fool rather than opening your mouth and removing all doubt. So someone's going to go, that's not exactly the way he said it. That's the way I heard it. That's the way I heard it. Yet it wasn't only Cardinal Sarah's book that led me to take a break. I'd grown increasingly frustrated with my time on X, finding so much of the content there to be repetitive, reactionary, and mostly rotten. True story. And I think a lot of people are going like, yeah, Elon bought X, yeah, citizen journalism, yeah, freedom of speech. Yeah, mind warped and fried. How do you like your brain? Scattered, smothered, covered, chiced, dunked, chunked, diced? How can you get them the hash browns at Waffle House? Scattered, smothered, covered, chopped, chunked, diced, topped. That's it, for the win. Same thing with your brain on social media. Scattered, covered, smothered, diced, chopped, chunked, topped. Say that really quick 3 times. See if you can do it. Yes, some good people post helpful content at times, and solid discussions can and do happen on the platform. But more often than not, the cost of spending time on the site was far more than the benefits. So the power of silence came at a fortuitous, even providential time for me. Reading it helped crystallize my frustrations and even take action. And then he said the results have been far more consequential than I expected. You know, I have tried to talk about this in various and sundry ways. This is me saying this now. Over the past, I don't know, 8-10 years, maybe 6-8 years, in wrestling with this. You know, we've talked about this. Dopamine is no way to run a civilization. Dopamine-fueled decisions are no way to run a civilization. They just aren't. Endorphin-inspired decisions are no way to run a civilization. Now, you can say, well, I'm in a knife fight, and the dude nicked me on my arm, and yeah, I got endorphins, which upped my game and made me a little bit more adroit, and the adrenaline kicked in. Okay, fine. In that instance, true. Wait a minute, are we going to launch the nuke or not? Oh, Putin nicked me. Kill him. You know, it's been a master course in psychotic manipulation, what they have done with this thing called social media, which I'm convinced was the product of some laboratory in the bowels of a building belonging to the CIA somewhere, or MI5 or some other nefarious entity that probably shouldn't exist to this day. And then Salmon says, I probably would have underestimated, I was still spending more time scrolling than I cared to admit. In fact, if you X'd me before my break how much I used X, I probably would have underestimated it by at least 30%, perhaps more. Once those hours were freed up, it became clear how much a time suck X had been. Taking an X hiatus allowed me to clear my email inbox. By the way, he responded to me in like 30 seconds. I wrote him a message in nanosecond. I literally got ping. You've got mail. Produce higher quality content and look more deeply at what is going on in the world today. Good stuff. I think everybody should do it. Having stepped away, I also realize how much X amplifies controversies that are ultimately inane and pointless. Longtime users of the platform know what I mean. An issue arises and is hotly debated for a few days, and it seems like everyone in the world is talking about it, and it's the most important topic on earth. But when you actually interact with people in real life, you find that they have no inkling of the supposed controversy, nor do they care. The tempest in a teapot syndrome dominates X, and it can pull you into an unrealistic world, consuming your thoughts in the mundane and the meaningless. You know, by the by, excellent little piece today as well by Kylie Griswold at thefederalist.com. Forget about online groypers. Instagram influencers will be the real death of America. The Instagram army is motivated and militant, but they are not informed. And then she starts her piece with talking about Nick Fuentes. By the way, what happened? What happened? 2 months ago, it was the story. 2 months ago, the Groypers were taken over. 2 months ago, all the media was doomed. And Nick Fuentes was going to be crowned king. 2 months ago, it was everyone, we've got to stop Nick Fuentes. Wow, you guys stopped him pretty quick, huh? He must have been eradicated because I haven't heard a thing. Oh, hardly a peep. Then again, I wasn't following him closely, but it was one of the most important issues of our day. Darn it. Was it? She says it went a little something like this. This is Kylie Griswold. Fuentes identifies as part of the so-called right, but holds some gross and wholly unconservative views about Jews, non-white folks, and ladies. So the self-appointed gatekeepers of the right decided nobody was allowed to talk to him, and instead you had to denounce him. Not only that, but you also had to actively denounce anybody who did talk to him. By the way, note, where's Tucker? Where did Tucker go? Since Carlson interviewed Fuentes, now look, I checked his video today. He's still posting. He's still making media. He's still doing interviews. Why don't they have 17 million views now? Don't tell us here on the Mike Church Show on the Crusade channel that the entirety of the social media ecosystem, if you will, is not bought, paid for, lock, stock, and two smoking barrels by evil forces. Some forces make believe that they are good, but yes, there is massive manipulation. As a matter of fact, it's all manipulated. All of it. And you got to, well, what would it look like if it wasn't manipulated? Well, I don't know. Cream would rise to the top. And instead of inanity and stupidity, it might look like that. But then again, to get your dopamine fix, all you need to know is that somebody who is mildly famous agrees with you now that the moon landing was fake. Oh, come on, baby, one more. Oh, it's so good. So good. So good. Yes, John Leguizamo agrees with me. That really is pretty much how it happens. Our biases are confirmed and affirmed by social media. But like I was talking about with Jay Arthur yesterday, if you missed my interview with Jay Arthur Bloom, which, by the way, I notice that when Jay Arthur comes on, that and the people that are interested in what Jay Arthur and I are going to talk about, long forms, calmly and slowly and methodically, it's not for everyone. The people that need the dopamine and the endorphin, man, they bolt, they go. This is too deep. I don't want it. I need 18 seconds of anger. I need 18 seconds of ebullience. Yeah, see what he did? Kylie Griswold continues. Not only that, but if you also had to actively denounce anybody who did talk to him, which is why I brought Tucker up, and if your ritual recitations weren't guttural and theatrical enough to appease the gatekeepers, you were painted as a threat not only to conservatism, but probably to the future of the country. She has that clip in there from Mean Girls. Maybe we'll play it next hour. The infighting got so extreme over the perceived threat of the Groypers and Fuentes platformers that it ginned up an entire self-defeating news cycle. Streisand effect much? And sucked most of the oxygen out of the room at Turning Point USA's America Fest. Sorry we couldn't stack up wins in your honor, Charlie Kirk. We were too busy bickering for claps and likes. The Fuentes hysteria looks especially stupid now. First, because of a new report from Eric Kaufman at the University of Buckingham Center for Heterodox Social Science, showing just how weak Fuentes' influence really is. But you elevated him. You gave him influence. You made him influential because you said he had to be stopped. So almost by definition, I wish someone would come after me and tell me that I need to be stopped. Please.
The Crusade Channel, talk radio the way it should be. Broadcasting live from Madisonville, Louisiana, and streaming 24/7 at crusadechannel.com.
Maybe a work of non-fiction.
What? That's scarier than getting stuck in an elevator with Jasmine Crockett.
Oh, good grief. Really? Come on, I'm trying to be serious here. Okay.
Hear it and other amazing tales on Turley's Believe It or Else, 10 to 11 a.m. Central, every Tuesday on the Crusade Channel. Our app and always on crusadechannel.com. Live talk and podcast radio.
The way it should be.
Silver and gold. In these turbulent times, buying silver and gold is such a no-brainer that even snowmen know they should do it. Now, all precious metal dealers claim to be the best, but only one can claim they are endorsed by the KingDude, and that's Miles Franklin. My friend Andy Scheckman's a regular guest on my show and a regular genius when it comes to silver and gold, and I trust him with my silver and gold purchases, and so should you. So email Miles Franklin today for your exclusive Mike Church Show discount price list. info@milesfranklin.com. Hi, folks, it's Mike Church, founder of Founding Father Films, asking you to learn the true stories of America's founding by purchasing my movie, The Road to Independence, the movie. The Road to Independence tells the exciting story of the Founding Fathers' struggle to declare independence.
The name of this confederacy shall henceforth be the United Colonies of North America. The said United Colonies hereby severally enter into a firm league of friendship with each other, binding on themselves and their posterity for their common defense against...
This animated movie comes complete with collector's booklets, DTS surround sound, and are packed with hours of bonus features. Learn the true stories of America's founding and order Mike Church's The Road to Independence on DVD and CD. Available now at mikechurch.com/DVD and by calling 844-527-8723.
When most people hear the word coffee, they conjure up visions of a ceramic mug in the palm of both hands and a woman slowly sipping. This isn't a Folgers commercial. It's for Capuchin Holy Roast, and here's how I take mine. With a dash of vanilla, a pinch of cinnamon, a spoonful of honey, and lots of heavy cream. Add some ice, shake, and then enjoy, while knowing that's $6 the libs at Starbucks can't spend to ruin my life and yours.
Cappuccino Holy Roast in whole bean or grind is available at shop.mychurch.com. Hey, Lee, we've known each other for a bit now. I just wonder, what do you really love to do?
I love posting civilization-saving threads on X.com, but I get so tired of outrage porn scrolling my medulla has gone oblong blanca.
Well, I know just the thing. Pour an iced cappuccino holy roast coffee. Put your earbuds in and catch 2 hours of suspense. The greatest of all mystery, horror, and whodunit classic radio serials.
Perfect. While you were talking, I completely forgot who Jack Posobiec was.
Catch all 900 plus episodes of Suspense every weekday from noon to 2 p.m. East on the Crusade Channel, our app, and always on CrusadeChannel.com. Live talk and classic radio.
The way it should be. I need something to listen to challenge my faith and tickle my not-so-nice funny bone.
Well, you won't hear anything about Mondays coming or cheeseburgers in paradise, but you will hear the most brutally honest Catholic-inspired commentary on Parrot Talk. Weekdays.
Oh, this boats, beaches, bars, and ballads fan sees what you did there.
Weekdays at 2 Central on the Crusade Channel, our app, and always on CrusadeChannel.com. Live talk and podcast radio.
The way it should be.
We all have our least favorite cliches, but for this Southern girl, it's beauty is in the eye of the beholder. What? That's like saying that chicken is as tasty grilled as it is Southern fried. Please. One of my favorite things to see beauty in are rosaries. I just love the combination of colors, material, or the simple beauty of the tri-bead. Well, for these Southern eyes, there is no finer maker of rosaries than the Little Bayou Rosary, started by my friend and yours, Maggie O'Connell. The rosary has a beautiful rosary handmade in Louisiana just for you, and each one is a unique, beautiful work of art. We have an almost unlimited variety of styles, color combos, and patron saint inspired rosaries. To order, go to mikechurch.com/rosary and view our current original designs. Available only in the Founders Trading Post at mikechurch.com/rosary or call us at 844-527-8723.
Hey, it's Mike Church with another adventure in Stuff You Really Don't Need to Know. The difference between an antidote and an anecdote. One is a cure for something that's poisoned you, like a corona hoax vaccination, and the other is a short accounting of facts, something the aforementioned vaccine has almost none of. Here's another anecdote for you. The flag of the Sacred Heart of Jesus is also known as the Carillon de Sacre-Cœur, or the original flag of Quebec. And did you know that our Founders Trading Post is the exclusive maker and distributor of this one-of-a-kind, full-size, beautiful flag right here in America? Yep. Order a Sacred Heart flag right now and take $5 off and get a matching Sacred Heart flag bumper sticker for free. Don't cost nothing. Hurry, spring is coming and supplies are limited. To order, go to mikechurch.com/flag or call us 844-527-8723.
I need something to listen to challenge my faith and tickle my not-so-nice funny bone.
Well, you won't hear anything about Mondays coming or cheeseburgers in paradise, but you will hear the most brutally honest Catholic-inspired commentary on Parrot Talk. Weekdays.
Oh, this boats, beaches, bars, and ballads fan sees what you did there.
Weekdays at 2 Central on the Crusade Channel, our app, and always on CrusadeChannel.com. Live talk and podcast radio.
The way it should be.
If women living near rivers and taking the pill turns the frickin' frogs gay, imagine what happens to men on the same river who don't listen to Mike Church.
Hey guys, you got a minute?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
It's about my dad. He wants to have a sex change operation.
Whoa, I knew he was gay. I didn't think he was that gay.
No, Peter, he's not gay. He's a woman stuck in a man's body.
Yeah, gay.
It's totally different.
Sounds the same.
Well, it's not.
Okay, so he wants to be a woman so he can be a lesbian?
No, he'd date men.
Gay.
Yeah, gay.
Okay, this is not the help I came over here for.
Well, look, let's just all agree that he's odd, huh?
He has an appointment Friday with Dr. Hartman to have the procedure, and he wants me to go with him. I don't know if I can handle that.
Well, I'm sure your friend Peter would be happy to come along for moral support.
All right, but look, here's the deal. Anything he lops off, we get to bring home for Brian.
That's very green of you, Peter.
We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. Let's do it. You gotta beat the clock. You gotta beat the clock. You can boogie, love disco, love that disco sound. Move up your body, spinning round and round. But don't forget, oh no. Don't forget, oh no. The stars on 45 keep on turning in your mind. But we can work it out. Remember, twist and shout. You still not tell me why and no reply. Sugar, honey, honey, you are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you, honey, sugar, sugar, you are my candy girl.
The Sultan of Sapientia, Mike Church, here with you on a free phone Friday.
This happened once before. I came to your door, no reply. They said it wasn't you, but I saw you peek through your window.
All right, folks, we are $577 away from payday and from hitting our January crowdfunding target of $4,000. Who is next? It's the Mike Church Show here on a free phone Friday. Go to crusadechannel.com/donate. MikeChurch.com/donate. $577. Somebody could just knock that out with one contribution. And then Maggie will post your name in the Crusader Stadium chat room. And what a great Friday to be. Monday is the dude's birthday. So, a stress-free birthday. Well, it's pre-birthday weekend because it begins birthday week and then birthday month.
You were getting too old for that.
No, why do you get too old for birthday month or birthday week, ma'am? Birthday trio. How about that? Just Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
It's called a birthday. Day is even in the...
I call it a birth week. What week were you born in? Is what we ought to be asking. Why limit it to a day? In any event, crusadechannel.com/donate. I was talking last segment, and I didn't really get into the meat and taters of what Kylie Griswold was talking about with these Instagram people. The Fuentes hysteria looks especially stupid now. You're talking about Eric Sams, my buddy at Crisis Magazine and 1 Peter 5. Quit X. Cold turkey. Stop. And we were talking about, he was going like, man, I am so glad that I did this because I have my life back now. And there's more to that. Eric will come on a show next week and we'll talk about it. But then I was talking about the story at the Federalist from Kylie Griswold about how you don't need to worry about the groypers. You need to worry about the lunatics, the literal insane asylum of women on Instagram. So she cites a study that just 3% of adults and 7% of Trump voters under 35 tune in regularly to Fuentes' show. Another 4% of young Trump voters occasionally consume his content. The effect and scale of the problem is limited. The groyper's power is overstated. Let me just tell you that I know a little bit of something about this because I worked in broadcast radio and still work in broadcast radio for the last 34 years. It used to be a company called Arbitron, and Arbitron was ultimately going to go out of business. And what remained of its methodology and the people that work for it And his client list and what have you was bought by the Nielsen company. And so Nielsen basically took over doing the radio ratings. I don't know what's wrong today. They still do them, but they just don't do them at Arbitron. But I can tell you, because I worked in this, and I can tell you that 3% of adults, a 3 share of adults, you can sell that in any radio market. As a matter of fact, you could sell, depending on the size of the market, you can actually make some coin with we would translate that as a 3 share. Take however many radios are in existence. Let's say the market is New Orleans, and they say there's 375,000 radios on any given day that are being used. A 3 share would give you what? Say 10% of the 375 would be 37,000, so 13,000? You can speak to 13,000 people at a clip, you can sell stuff. So that's nothing to sneeze at. And by the way, I would also second guess this guy's methodology of how in the hell he arrived at a 3 share. To get a 3 share in any given radio market is a pretty major achievement. To get a 3 share from Bangor, Maine to Baja, California, from Seattle, Washington to Key West, Florida, it's a pretty amazing achievement. I would say that is not correct. I would say that way overestimates and shoots that. At any event, then she says it's everywhere, from IG mommy accounts, food, fashion, and fitness influencers. How did we get into this world of influencers? What did they used to call people before they were influencers? I'm trying to remember. I'm old enough, I should actually remember. Oh, what did they call them before they called them influencers? We didn't have them. You didn't have them. There was no such thing. You might, if you became an influential person, you might have actually had to have worked for it. You might have actually had to have actually done things. You might have actually had to, put you used to call it skins on the wall, right? What does your average influencer do today to earn the adulation and the rewards of that adulation that are showered upon them from various social media? What do? What lifetime of work, what body of work? None. The information is low, but the emotion is high, she says. On Instagram, you'll learn that Immigration and Customs Enforcement used an innocent 5-year-old as bait, and then arrested him, and then put him in a cage like an animal, which we covered the other day on this show. It's not true. You'll learn that mother and legal observer Renee Good was gunned down in the street. You'll learn that the Dramatic City's church disruption was First Amendment protected speech. By the way, do you have the clip from Nekema, whatever the hell her name is, don't you? Speaking of, here is, she was in a cage, I tell you. This is as close to being a slave as I have ever come. Digital media file number 17.
We had belly chains around our waist, and we had handcuffs with bars in the middle.
You're in jail,
As someone
dude.
who majored in African American studies, I can tell you that is the closest I ever felt to slavery in my life. Being
Did you have to break a rock?
as if I was a slave. It is unacceptable and unconscionable, but it's on brand.
You were in jail, ma'am. Did anybody hand you a canvas bag and say, go pick some cotton? No? Then you weren't a slave. Did anyone hand you a maul and say, hey, go down that road over there and go break all those rocks up and put them in the wheelbarrow and then haul them over here and dump them at my feet? I need them. Then you weren't a slave. You know what you were? A criminal. You know why they put you in shackles? Because you're a criminal. And guess what? For the rest of your life now, you get to be called a criminal. After they convict you under the FACE Act, which I hope they do, you are a criminal. You know, that Sunday that you went and burst into that church, you know what most normal people in America were doing? They were in other churches doing this. Silently praying. Sometimes it may have been out loud, but it wasn't screaming about ICE, wasn't talking about immigrants or immigration, wasn't praising and heaping adulation and adoration on citizens of Somalia who've somehow made their way here. You are a criminal. You treated a place of worship like it was an amphitheater at a college campus filled with snotty-nosed, pimple-faced brats. So, under the FACE Act, you should get exactly the punishment and the sentence for what you did. And you should get it quickly. I hope that the Sixth Amendment and the Eighth Amendment are paid attention to here, or the Fifth and the Sixth Amendment, and that you get justice and you get it really quick. And then you get to spend some more time in this thing called a jail. You know, I love the juxtaposition of then and while I was in there, they put these things called handcuffs on me and a belly chain. They obviously were afraid you were trying to escape. Why did they think that? And by the by, you know what the belly chain is. It's the thing they wrap around you and it's kind of tied to you, the chain in between your feet. And so you can't do your hands like this. The purpose of the belly chain, man, is so your hands are here. You can't do this with them. You also can't do this or this or that. Now, you might be able to, but you're not going to get it up here and get in somebody's face. That's why they put a belly chain on you. And I hope after your arraignment, when you are ultimately convicted, we pray, and are sentenced, when they haul you out of that courtroom, I hope they belly chain you again. This is unconscionable and outrageous. You know how many grannies and grandpas they let off in belly chains who were arrested for taking selfies at 010621? By the way, just going back to that and thinking about what happened in Atlanta in November of 2020, and now that the evidence has been seized finally, you know, Maggie, play digital media file, I think it's number 19, Bridget Thorne, Fulton County. So this woman is one of the many, literally, dude, sir, ma'am, I was there. Because there are a lot of people that are Johnny-come-lately. I got my next feed, and I'm investigating now, and I'm posting stuff, and people are loving it because I'm doing the 2020 investigation. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Her. We already did. We already did this. We did it actually while it was happening right here on this show, the Mike Church Show. We talked about this. We were on air counting the election results down and thinking that, well, looks like Trump's going to win Georgia. Looks like he's going to win Pennsylvania. Looks like he's going to win Michigan. And that was 9:30, 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, so 10:30, 11 on the East Coast. And by 3 o'clock that morning, when we finally called it quits, it looked like the fix was in. So I don't have to go back and watch videotape because I was actually there and saw the whole darn thing happen. I saw the whole darn thing when they came in and they said, there's a water main that has been ruptured at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta. Just happened to be where they were counting all the votes. Of course, next day, people come back, the people that ran the state, who said that? There was no water breach. Oh, but there was, because the person that was in head was the supervisor of all of the election worker volunteers that were bringing the ballots in and were running them through the machines and were counting them, said, y'all all have to go home. Don't try and pull that crap. we all know what happened. So this woman here, Bridget Thorne, I played this soundbite before. I played it back in 2020 because she was one of the ones, I remember, she was one of the ones that going like, no, that's not the way it happened. This is what happened.
I have to say that we haven't been briefed yet by our county attorneys, but we have spent millions of dollars in outside legal counsel to fight anybody from ever seeing the actual election materials, the actual ballots, since 2020. So there's been a lot of questions raised. They've admitted there's been a lot of issues with the election, but they've blocked it at every turn of anybody actually getting to see the physical ballots.
I know you and I, Bridget, actually when we first met is because there was a Fulton County Commissioner's call in the aftermath of the election. It was virtual because of COVID. You were a caller on that, and you were basically talking on the call about how stacks of ballots
We broadcast this back in 2020
from the warehouse, and then all of a sudden they dropped your call. They dropped your call, and I had to hunt you down on social media and say, what did you know? What did you see? So tell us about that.
Yes, I mean, I was just a normal citizen. I didn't belong to any political party. I just thought that I worked elections 9 years. Thought I was a stellar precinct manager prior to the election. They wanted me to train other election poll workers. So I just happened to be in the warehouse and witness a lot of things of Dominion running our warehouse, the elections group, these NGOs. For the life of me, I couldn't figure out why they hired them because most of the people in there knew nothing about elections yet. It was very difficult for me to get hired. And yes, you met me. That was after the state board election meeting because I was frustrated because I reported everything before the election that I saw, that I witnessed, and nothing was done about it.
Okay, what is she talking about that she reported? Exactly what Mike Church told you yesterday. I told you back in 2020, and I told you a couple of days ago or 2 days ago when the raid on Fulton County, when the FBI stormtroopers went in there and stole the hallowed sacred ballots. Who human eyes may not see. You know, it's like the veil in the old Jewish temple. You know, only the high priest could go behind the veil. Anyone else who went back there, zapped. God snuffed them out. What is she talking about? What did she see? Exactly what I told you she saw, and exactly why they had to prevent these ballots and this information from ever actually being physically examined. And what was it? Quite simply, I explained the process. I'll give you just a quick recap. State of Georgia gets ballots from this company called Dominion. They all have certain barcodes or QR codes, serial numbers on them. They get an estimate of how many people they think are going to vote, so they get plus 10% or whatever, so they don't run out. And they take all of these guys, and before the election, the actual election day, where the election season begins, if you have early voting, they have to scan all of these dudes into the system once. That way, all of the potential ballots are accounted for. Does everyone understand this? Let's just round it off and say it was 4 million. You got 4 million individual accounted for ballots. Then you have early voting and then election day and what have you. And you go to your precinct, you fill your ballot out, however, and you turn it in and you say, okay, your vote's going to be counted. And then afterwards, in the state of Georgia, with these machines, they were scanning the actual ballots. Now, when you scan the ballot, the machine is supposed to go, oh, your ballot number 0001. I'm going to go to the database of legitimate ballots and look and see, is there a ballot number 0001? Yes, there is. Okay. They match, valid ballot, zip, goes to the machine, votes counted. Everyone understand this. Why is there a lawsuit? Because there are at least 72,000 ballots that did not go, hey, I'm ballot 22222. Do you have a ballot 22222? no such number. Oh, okay. Oh, prairie crap. Oh, let that ballot in. We can count it. Zip. They let the ballot through, and it had no correspondence. That's what the issue is. So for people to go, this is a conspiracy theory. No, it's not. It's a simple process. And the law says that this stack here confirms this stack. And if you cannot confirm what's in this stack with this stack, then it doesn't count. Right? Maggie, am I explaining this simply? This is so simple, even a Democrat can understand it. That is why they seized those ballots, because they have this record of this stack. They have it now. Now they can go through this stack and they can run through the ballots through a similar piece of machinery, and they can see, are there any of them that go, hey, dude, I never heard of you. That ballot gets thrown on the side. If you're so convinced that that's not going to happen and that there are this many ballots that aren't going to match,
0.0.
What are you worried about? Oh, because evil Trump is going to change them, you see. They're going to manipulate them. Well, that would kind of be illegal. That would be cheating. Only you guys do that. By the way, folks, we're not going to get to our goal of 4,000 if we don't rack up this, the most listened to hour on the Mike Church Show. We don't rack up some donations this hour. CrusadeChannel.com/donate. Who wants to be the hero whose name is called out? Hey, look, we just got over the top. Let me thank Dagwood Bumstead. Thank you, Dagwood. Not going to happen if you're sitting out there on your hands. Go make your donation right now. Help us get to the goal of 4,000. We're close. Less than $600. CrusadeChannel.com/donate. So this is what this whole thing is ultimately is all about. We're just getting back to the election thing. Maggie, where was the number 18? Well, you know, we're going to run out of time. I'll play you. You're listening to a free preview on X and Pride Book. You need to go to MikeChurch.com/join and get you a $5 Founder Pass membership and catch the rest of today's show. Do it now.
It's not tape or a Post-it or a candy bar, but this new 3M
is the freshest spin on true crime shows since dinosaurs were solving cold cases with fossil evidence. Yeah, it's that original, folks.
Mom's Murders and Mysteries. New episodes debut every Tuesday night, 6:30 East, 4 West, exclusively on the Crusade Channel. Live talk podcast radio, the way it should be.
Attention Coffee Police Academy students. We will now call the roll. CPA candidate Jones.
Present.
Joe Arabica Friday.
Present.
Tommy.
Oh, I'm here, sir. I just can't seem to keep my eyes open since I started drinking this Barrett Bargain Basement Stale Bean Water.
And just why are you violating CPA coffee code SBW1AM?
Well, that's easy. So I can save up money to get into the Coffee Cop Academy.
Son. Breaking CPA rules so you can get into CPA is no way to become a coffee cop. Now, I am afraid we're going to have to...
Uh-oh. Sounds like Lou has found the academy, and he's on his second cup of Abbey Roast.
Well, what does he want?
He wants to know why the CPA didn't recognize his Rougarou nouns.
Rougarou nouns? And I'm the one that rejected his application.
Will Lou the Rougarou have his revenge and grind the coffee cop into espresso? Stay tuned to this station for our next episode. And in the meantime, order Abbey Roast Coffee at shop.mikechurch.com.
The Crusade Channel and the slaves of the Immaculate Heart of Mary's Sisters present the Saint of the Day.
Hello, Crusaders. This is Sister Maria Junipero with your Saint of the Day. Today's feast is the feast of Saint Martina and Saint Hyacintha Mariscotti. Saint Martina, who died in 228, was a lovely virgin and martyr who died at Rome, killed for what she believed. Saint Hyacintha Mariscotti died in 1640. She was a Third Order Franciscan nun who gave the last 24 years of her life completely to God and is now the patron saint of Viterbo. Saint Martina, pray for us. Saint Hyacintha Mariscotti, pray for us. Thank you for joining us for this brief summary of the life of today's saints. Tomorrow's feast is the feast of Saint John Bosco. To access all of our Saint of the Day recordings as podcasts, head to crusadechannel.com/saints. You can learn more about our sisters and contribute to the building of our convent by visiting stphilomenaconvent.org. I'm Sister Maria Junipera, and until next time, God bless and Mary keep you.
Okay, please enter the 9-digit 2-step authorization code we just emailed you. Jeez.
What do you mean, prove I'm human?
Okay, that's a car. That's a car. That's a car.
Those are not cars. Please try again. Oh my gosh. I'll show you. Try again, stupid piece of AI mother. Here, try this.
Jim, what are you doing? Good grief, man. This isn't Office Space the movie. What are you trying to do?
I just wanted to send the KingDude a donation through the stupid computer.
Like Trump, the KingDude makes everything better, including donating, which you can now do by mail.
Mail? They still have that?
Of course they do, and the KingDude's keeping the ponies running on time and in business. Just snail mail your donation to P.O. Box 400, Madisonville, Louisiana, 70447.
Ha! And you can't. You're such a boomer. Me this time. And wait a minute. I know they're around here somewhere. There! Ha-ha!
Dude, those are airmail stamps from the movie Airplane. Surely you have...
Of course I do. And don't call me Shirley. The Crusade Radio Guild is a 501c3 nonprofit corporation, so your donations are tax deductible. Donate today, the Crusade Radio Guild, P.O. Box 400, Madisonville, Louisiana, 70447.
Hi, folks, it's Mike Church, founder of Founding Father Films, asking you to learn the true stories of America's founding by purchasing my movie, The Spirit of 76. The Spirit of 76 details the true story of the writing and ratifying of the U.S. Constitution.
And here I would make this inquiry of those worthy characters who composed a part of the late Federal Convention. Sir, give me leave to demand, what right have they to say, we the people? Who authorized them?
This animated movie comes complete with collector's booklets, DTS surround sound, and is packed with hours of bonus features. Learn the true stories of America's founding and order Mike Church's The Spirit of 76 on a 2-DVD or 3-CD set. Available now at mikechurch.com/DVD and by calling 844-527-8723.
What's the difference between your average day late dollar short podcast and the Mike Church Show live? About the same as between the new Walker, Texas homo and Walt Longmire.
I do feel, Reg, that any anti-imperialist group like ours must reflect such a divergence of interest within its power base.
Agreed. Francis? Yeah, I think Judith's point of view is very valid, Reg, provided the movement never forgets that it is the unalienable right of every man or woman to rid himself or herself. Agreed. Thank you, brother. Or sister. Where was I? I think you finished. Oh, right. Furthermore, it is the birthright of every man or woman. Why don't you shut up about women, Stan? You're putting us off.
Women have a perfect right to play a part in our movement, Reg.
Why are you always on about women, Stan?
I want to be one.
What?
I want to be a woman. From now on, I want you all to call me Loretta.
What?
It's my right as a man.
But why do you want to be Loretta, Stan?
I want to have babies.
You want to have babies?
It's every man's right to have babies if he wants them.
But you can't have babies.
Don't you oppress me.
I'm not oppressing you, Stan. You haven't got a womb. Where's the fetus going to gestate? You're going to keep it in a box?
Here, I've got an idea. Suppose you agree that he can't actually have babies, not having a womb, which is nobody's fault, not even the Romans, but that he can have the right to have babies.
Good idea, Judith. We shall fight the oppressors for your right to have babies, brother. Sister, sorry. What's the point? What? What's the point of fighting for his right to have babies when he can't have babies? It is symbolic of our struggle against oppression. Symbolic of his struggle against reality.
sky. Please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong?
Folks, we are $317 away from hitting the crowdfunding goal for January. CrusadeChannel.com/donate. Thanks to Billy Payne, Elliot Smith, Jim McBreen, Walter Lane, Jeffrey Shepard. Almost there. CrusadeChannel.com/donate. What a great Free Phone Friday it is. Tim Cermak from Sugar Bush Maple Farms, or Maple Syrup Farm. Coming up next hour here, get your ordering ready. If you've been holding out going like, I'm going to wait for Tim to come on the Mike Church show because he's going to give me a discount coupon code. Well, you are going to get it today as you have the previous 2 years. And we can all stock up on fresh Ohio, completely organic and natural maple syrup from Sugar Bush Maple Farm. So looking forward to that. Crusader Stadium chat room open at crusadechannel.com/chat. And of course, the donate button is at crusadechannel.com/donate. I want to. Why are you laughing, KingDude? Well, it's a Friday for one thing. Birthday weekend and month begins. Okay, it would just be a birthday. I'm laughing because I want to play the Trump Dust in the Wind clip. That's digital media file number 1. It's just, this is why the leftards hate him. Because he actually he's funny. He's congenial. He's actually able to kind of like make fun of the situation that he's in. He's able to actually, he can bring a room to its feet and kind of make them outrage porn angry. Or he can get a room looking introspectively or listening whimsically or humorously and getting a laugh out of this.
We are going to ask a couple of people to say a few words, and we're not going to go through the whole table because the last time we had a press conference, it lasted for 3 hours. And some people said he closed his eyes. Look, it got pretty boring. In all fairness, I love these people. But there's a lot of people. It was a little bit on the boring side.
It's a little bit on the boring
side. I just
side.
closed them because I wanted to get the hell out of here. Some of them, I didn't sleep, by the way. I don't sleep much. Let me tell you. But it's funny. Some of them got me in a blink. When you go like. And they took me at the closed segment of my cycle. And they said he's sleeping. And besides that, Marco, between these two guys, if I was sleeping, they'd be waking me up very fast. They'd be knocking me. Come on, you got to wake up, boss. But no, we've had great meetings. Look, we're the most transparent presidency by far, and I love going around the room. But we're going to pick a few people.
And I was thinking this the whole time he's talking. Just hear this in Trump's voice.
I close my eyes.
I was only in my cycle, then the moment's gone.
Pass before my eyes a curiosity. Dust in the wind. All they are is dust.
So that was when he was talking. He was talking about he closed his eyes. That's what I'm sure I wasn't the only one that was hearing Kansas playing in the background. I thought the funniest part of it is I was at the end of the cycle, my cycle of my eyes going open and close. And as Maggie was saying, there's not a guy alive that hasn't done this. There's no man that hasn't fallen asleep or closed their eyes and going like, oh, gosh, please let it be over. At some point, yeah, but he's a president. He's not supposed to. He let all you media clowns and creeps in on his cabinet meetings. No one's ever done that. No one's ever. This has never happened. I know. I've covered 9 presidents now. Play digital media file number 2. Because he gives a pretty good explanation. By the way, I want to settle a controversy that is bubbling and boiling out there, and it doesn't need to be. If you are a parent of a child who is under 18 years old, you can open them a Trump account. Now, you're not going to get the $1,000 seed money from Michael Dell and the other donors unless the tyke was born between, was it December 1st, 2025? And whatever the date is, 2028. And they had to do that because, they're anticipating this amount of births or whatever, and this many thousands of dollars or $1,000 is going to go per account. The Treasury is not going to be writing these checks. Donors wrote these checks, and there's a lot of confusion about this. And by the way, I brought this up in our show prep session earlier today. Does anybody remember when they launched healthcare.gov? It took them years to launch it. Remember, we had wax on. Well, we had to pass the bill to find out what's in wax on. All roads lead to Putin, 12,014,000 Ukrainians dead. Remember when Nazi Pelosi famously said that we don't know what's in the Obamacare bill, we got to pass it to find out what's in it? Remember after they did pass it and they had the big hoop-de-doo signing ceremony and the kid was standing there and there was a pervert Joe Biden standing behind him sniffing some of the little girl's hair and going like, this is a pretty big deal. He actually said that while the cameras were rolling. This is a pretty big deal. Well, remember, they signed Obamacare into law in 2010. Healthcare.gov did not launch until 2014. And even, remember when it launched, it crashed. Nobody could use the site. Well, maybe it was 2013, because there's a big hoop-de-doo announcement. Healthcare.gov is now online. Now you get your free healthcare from Obama. And, of course, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people went, free stuff? I get free healthcare? You mean I can get breast implants and stuff? Well, I mean, not technically. Well, yeah, there's a way to rig the system. Of course you can. Hundreds of thousands and millions of people went to go sign up at healthcare.gov. Remember, it crashed. The site was down. And then when they got it back up, it crashed again, and it kept crashing. It took them months to figure out how to keep healthcare.gov online so people could apply, check for their benefits, whatever the hell it is that you could do on the site. Maggie, go ahead. Just thinking about this out. Go ahead and play the Venezuela clip. But, we have a clip from Scott Bessent saying that over 1 million people went yesterday, opening day, and signed. No, he said millions.
No, he said billion. Wait, he said.
He didn't say billions. There's not billions of people. He said. Nicki Minaj.
It had 1 billion hits.
Over 1 million. He said we have had 1 million people sign up in 1 week, is what the clip says. In any event, here's the Venezuela one, and then we'll do the Bessent.
As you know, we've had a situation take place with respect to Venezuela. I want to just thank General Kane and his staff. The job that they've done is incredible. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And once it did take place, I want to thank the leadership of Venezuela. We're getting along really well with them. The relationships have been very strong, very good, and they have informed me that they feel there's very good security, very strong security. We're working with the various people involved, including Chris and Doug and everybody on the oil. We have the major oil companies going to Venezuela now, scouting it out and picking their locations, and they'll be bringing back tremendous wealth for Venezuela and for the United States, and the oil companies will do fine too. Venezuela will actually make for themselves more money than they've ever made before, and that's a good thing. And the people of Venezuela were literally in the streets waving American flags. They were so happy. And the people in our country, like in the Doral section of Miami, which is considered Little Venezuela, they're thrilled. And I just spoke to the president of Venezuela, informed her that we're going to be opening up all commercial airspace over Venezuela. American citizens will be very shortly able to go to Venezuela, and they'll be safe there. They'll be safe. It's under very strong control. And
all right, stop the tape right here. Now, why is this why is he even mentioning? Why is this a point? One of the number one destinations for human trafficking and kidnapping was Venezuela. That's why people stopped going there. So even though the socialists that were running the government, Maduro, and before him Chavez, went, oh, no, we're open for tourism. Oh, you should still come to Venezuela, etc. If you went to Venezuela, there was a very good chance that, especially if you were a child, that you might be abducted. So, and Americans that were going to Venezuela were disappearing. So there was human trafficking and capturing, or whatever you wish to call it. And so people stopped going there. Even though you could, technically, especially under Biden and Obama, but you ran the risk of being kidnapped. So what he's talking about is you're not going to be kidnapped now if you go to Venezuela, or he's saying that he doesn't think so. Now, to the Trump accounts. So point number 7. This is Bassett talking about the Trump accounts. And again, the site did not crash. Over 1 million people went and signed up, and here you go.
The one big beautiful bill that was passed on July 4th last year, we're starting to see the effects kick in. You mentioned the great economy. One of the things in the one big beautiful bill, Mr. President, it was an honor to host you, and as you said, the best rapper in the world, Nicki Minaj, at yesterday's Trump Accounts Summit. We've now had 1 million people sign up for Trump accounts just this week.
1 million this week.
I think there'll be 25 million families who are eligible. The segment that you and she did has 1 billion hits. 1 billion hits on the internet. So we're telling everyone, go fill out form 4547, trumpaccount.gov. So thanks to you, the Trump accounts, the next generation's America will benefit from today's record-breaking economy, record-breaking hits. Sir, when we came in, the Biden administration had destroyed the American people with the 3 I's: immigration, inflation, and interest rates. Immigration, check, you close the border. The inflation, as we've heard, back down to target. Prices are coming down. And interest rates, we hope there's more on the way. We've got gains in wages, low prices.
And then he talks about the rest of this. 1 million accounts are open, and the reason I brought it up is because when stooges from the Democrat Party, again, parasites, were charged with the task of designing healthcare.gov, and then they launched it, it crashed. It burned. The site was not usable. People were pissed and they were angry, and they were wanting to know. Of course, Obama was like, "But learn to code. Wasn't me. I'm not a website builder. I'm just an illegal alien from Jakarta." I say that. We'll get it fixed. Okay, we're going to fix up the country. We're going to fix the site up too. TrumpAccounts.gov did not crash. Took 1 million applicants and successfully processed their application. So, just to review, if you have a child under the age of 18 today, you can open them up a Trump account. You fill out, you heard it, form 4547. I didn't catch that until just now. and then you can open yourself up an account. I want you to play number 10 now. Here is my man, Scott Jennings, my buddy. We need to get Scott back on the show. Here's Scott Jennings on the Clinton News Network, pretty much agreeing, or I agree with him, or he agrees with me, and analyzing why Tom Homan is in Minneapolis. This is pretty much what I told you, that Trump went, all right, that's it, get in there, Homan, and fix it. And this is pretty much what Scott says.
I thought Homan's press conference this morning was a masterclass, and it's obvious that the president made a smart decision in sending him there to reset this situation. I think no president wants to see chaos in any city for any reason. I mean, that's not good for the country. It's not good for a presidency. Homan has clearly already made a huge difference. He met with the local officials. This agreement that he has, apparently with the Attorney General Ellison, about working, to Ellie's point, with the county jails, that's one of the things the White House has been asking for, is some cooperation at the jails. This is clearly a step in the right direction. Now, as you pointed out, Abby, he's still very much an immigration hardliner, and even though they are going to prioritize people who have other criminal issues, he said if you're in the country illegally, you're never off the table. And so he was also still signaling to the president's supporters that, listen, we're not backing down on the president's priorities on illegal immigration. He also said today that he was very much aware of these organizations that are going on, these signal groups, these WhatsApp groups that are trying to organize the impeding of federal law enforcement. And he said he was very much looking into that. He was clearly very aware of that. I think that was good news. Overall, I agree with Ellie. This was clearly if you believe that having less chaos and more efficiency in government and more cooperation is good, today was clearly a great day.
No. It was a complete and total disaster, and Homan is this, and he's a Nazi, and he looks like an SS officer, and all of the other tripe that is being said about the man. It is pretty much exactly as I said. They sent the big boy in. They had sent the staff sergeant in there to go run roughshod and act like a staff sergeant and to run a mean street operation on a street that was mean in Minneapolis. We all know what happened. And Trump went, we can't have this. Homan, you go fix it. That's what the order was that was given. You go fix it. And that's fine, and that's exactly what you should do. Don't let the situation deteriorate any longer. By the way, I don't know what Scott was talking about, because Attorney General Ellison came right out as soon as he was out of that meeting with Homan and go like, I made no arrangement. I agreed to nothing with that man. So the bad guys, the lunatics that are running Minnesota, still want riots. They want dead leftists in the streets. That's the plan. Obviously, that's the plan. So, will there be another standoff? I don't know. It depends on Homan's ability to communicate to these two stooges. Dude, if I leave this room and I'm not happy and I go make a phone call, guess what's going to happen next? A pair of federal marshals are going to show up here, Mr. Mayor, and they're going to put you in handcuffs, and they're going to arrest you. Now, if you want that, I'll walk out the room and I'll make the call. If you don't want that, sit down and STFU and listen. Jacqueline in Florida, first up here on the telephones today. How about that? A free phone Friday phone call.
Good morning.
Good morning. How's the calf?
Finally nursing, but I had to tie the cow up. She's not happy. She does not want this calf, but I'm going to force them together, whether they like it or not.
How's a calf mama not want a baby calf?
Well, first timers, they sometimes don't understand what it is.
Ah. The cow sounds like a Democrat.
Well, hopefully we can convert her.
Well, I had to throw that in that the cat sounds like it. Okay, what is happening? Hang on, don't worry about that. All right, keep going. What's up?
Okay, well, I just wanted to call because Jeff is the one that always calls on Fridays, and I figured, well, I'm going to go ahead and try it because I have not left the house yet. I don't have my class until 10:30, and I called this morning and said, I'm not coming in because I have to work with my cow. So here I am calling you.
You took a personal day, and they're going to hear that you were taking your personal day to call radio shows. And you got the time to call a radio show, but you don't have the time to come in and instruct our children. What's wrong with you, ma'am?
I had 4 hours of sleep last night, I want you to know. And I almost missed all of TNT last night, and it was my idea in the first place.
Yeah, I know. I was about to disown you because I'm like, the person that wanted this show is not even in the room. This cannot be allowed to. This aggression will not stand, man. But come to find out, well, you had a good replacement because you had your son.
Yep. Now I just need to get him to actually listen to the show.
Well, maybe he's a little inspired now. I don't know. Now that he's been exposed to me, maybe he's going like, oh, my decision to not listen was totally informed. So maybe now he never does.
No, he actually said it was really cool. We had a long conversation last night afterwards. So.
Well, we're going to have to do it again because we need sound bites and movie clips and music and stuff. Because it was just kind of like a long discussion about the Star Trek universe. It wasn't really a throwdown, smackdown twixt the original series TOS, as Monday made me say, versus TNG. But I did think that Monday's analysis of it, that what is going on with this stupid clock? I did think that Monday's analysis of it, that one was an action show and one was a drama, was pretty much spot on. So we'll do it again someday.
Okay, well, we'll check and make sure no animals are due to deliver that night then.
Please do. That sounds like a plan. Well, I'm glad that you called, and thanks for your contribution today, too.
Oh, you're very welcome.
All right.
Hopefully we'll get to the 4,000 mark before the hour is up.
Well, you know what? It should happen right now. It's actually, I just refreshed it, $3,643. It's stuck. It's stuck.
All right, everyone.
It hasn't moved in 25 minutes. It's stuck. So, it's got to move during the news break, and I'll come back and I'll announce it.
All right.
All right, Jackie, thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you.
All right, God bless you. We'll talk. All right, folks, I'm going to take that time out that I have been delaying, that you heard a couple of snippets of it from here next on. And when we come back, Tim Cermak from Sugar Bush Maple Farms and the Catholic Land Movement with us here on the Mike Church Show. Don't touch that dial.
The truth just sounds different, like a symphony of facts.
And now, from the Crusade Channel News Desk, here's Janet Huxley.
Hello, Crusaders. Welcome to Friday, January 30th, 2026. I'm Janet Huxley, reporting for the Crusade Channel News Desk, live from the Dothan Farm and Ranch, south of Kansas City, Missouri. This report is brought to you by the all-new Crusade Channel 2.0 app, the best way to listen to the KingDude ever. An installation is so easy. Open up a browser on your device. Go to crusadechannel.com/app. Tap the download button, then open the app. It is literally that easy. Here's what to listen for this hour. Record-setting tax refunds on the way, says the president. Funding deal reached to avert partial shutdown. Minnesota governor finally out. And the conspiracy theory that involves the so-called doomsday clock. President Donald Trump said at a cabinet meeting yesterday that federal tax refunds are expected to be significantly higher for millions of Americans during the 2026 tax season, which started this month. He added Americans will soon receive record-setting tax refunds made possible by a tax cut that was passed under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act last year. The president and First Lady Melania walked the red carpet, meanwhile, as they attended the premiere of Melania, the Brett Ratner film, at the Trump Kennedy Center last night. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said yesterday Democrats had reached a deal with Republicans to fund the government ahead of a partial shutdown deadline on January 30th. Schumer's office said in a statement to media outlets, as part of the deal, Democrats would provide the votes to pass 5 House-passed spending bills that fully fund the Departments of Defense, Labor, Health and Human Services, Education, Transportation, and Housing and Urban Development. Meanwhile, millions of people in the South are still without power following that evil storm that raged over the weekend and may not get power restored until next week. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is out. He says his time as a political candidate is over. I will never run for an elected office again. Never again, he said. Well, thank goodness. A group of 25 alleged accomplices of dead pedophile Jeffrey Epstein made secret statements tied to abuse allegations. Epstein's convicted Madame Ghislaine Maxwell revealed in court papers. New evidence reveals there were 25 men which the plaintiff lawyers reached secret settlements with that could equally be considered as co-conspirators. Her lawyer wrote in papers seeking to overturn her conviction. The fact that there could still be unmasked accomplices of the prolific sex criminal raises questions about if and when those names will be revealed, given the legislature's passing of the Epstein Files Transparency Act in November, writes the New York Post. Our quote of the day: we should not accept in silence the benefactions of God, but return thanks for them. St. Basil the Great. Coming up, more of today's headlines. You're listening to Crusade Channel News.
When most people hear the word coffee, they conjure up visions of a ceramic mug in the palm of both hands and a woman slowly sipping. This isn't a Folgers commercial. It's for Capuchin Holy Roast, and here's how I take mine. With a dash of vanilla, a pinch of cinnamon, a spoonful of honey, and lots of heavy cream. Add some ice, shake, and then enjoy, while knowing that's $6 the libs at Starbucks can't spend to ruin my life and yours.
Cappuccino Holy Roast in whole bean or grind is available at shop.mychurch.com.
You can learn all about today's Saint of the Day in the Saint of the Day podcast at crusadechannel.com. Now, more of today's headlines. Not so fast. Conspiracy theorists. Not all conspiracies are true. NASA scientists just debunked a wild claim that the space agency was hiding knowledge about an event that could result in millions of deaths and injuries. Proponents of the bizarre theory believed a leaked secret document had been leaked in November of 2024, revealing NASA's Project Anchor to prepare Earth for an event so catastrophic that a reported 40 million people on Earth would die from the impact. Well, it's gained enough attention that the New York Post is reporting on it, and the theory stated that on August 12th of this year at exactly 14:33 or 9:33 Eastern Time, Earth will lose gravity for 7 seconds. If this is fake, why does it have a date, a project name, and a budget? Asked one incredulous ex-user. Well, it looks like this is just another case of social media mischief, as internet sleuths have found no trace of any leaked document or mention of Project Anchor, and NASA experts have pointed out that the theory itself demonstrates a fundamental misunderstanding of how gravity works. The origin of the theory is murky, though one of the earliest known viral references had come from an Instagram account at Mr_Dania_of, including details about the alleged $89 million that NASA earmarked for so-called Project Anchor. It said on August the 12th of 2026, the world will lose gravity for 7 seconds. NASA knows. They're preparing but won't tell us why, the user declared. But come on now. Not everything you hear you need believe. I'm Janet Huxley for the Crusade Channel, seeking news and finding truth.
This is a pixel. I'm Groot. If you put a couple of million of these guys together, you can make a sentence on an LED screen. Put a couple of billion of them together, and you can make a whole page. Put 360 billion, and you've got Joseph Pierce's A History of True England. But it doesn't smell like a history of true England, and it burns teeny little holes in your cornea. So, is the pixel really your friend? I'm Groot. No Groot, but the Founders Trading Post is your friend, and we have actual books with actual smelly pages. Plus, our little bookstore has everything you'd expect. I'm Groot. Yep, we got Sacred Heart flags, Groot, but no to the One Tree Hill sappy guitar music.
Pick up a copy of Joseph Pierce's True History of England, plus a dozen other Joseph Pierce titles at shop.mychurch.com.
Hi folks, it's Mike Church, founder of Founding Father Films, asking you to learn the true stories of America's founding by purchasing my movie, The Road to Independence, the movie. The Road to Independence tells the exciting story of the Founding Fathers' struggle to declare independence.
Gentlemen, the Committee of the Whole has voted to hear Mr. Dickinson's proposal on...
Mr. President, enough of the talk of petitions.
Mr. Adams, you will respect my rules, sir, and stand...
This animated movie comes complete with collector's booklets, DTS surround sound, and are packed with hours of bonus features. Learn the true stories of America's founding and order Mike Church's The Road to Independence on DVD and CD. Available now at mikechurch.com/DVD and by calling 844-527-8723.
Pretty sure what's killing the crops is this Brawndo